Hey there. Let's get started talking about the advisor meeting assignment. This is likely the most important assignment that you will complete during your time in ACA. This assignment is in 3 parts, so I'm going to review each part in order and explain as we go. The first part is the student preparation worksheet. You're going to see this in session 6 this week. But as a reminder, this will also be visible to you in session 7 for next week. And you will submit these items in session 8. So, if we're going to start with part 1, we are going to look at the student preparation worksheet. Remember, you have to make a copy of any type of template in ACA. The student preparation worksheet is going to explain to you how to complete your part of the preparation for this assignment. Within this particular worksheet, you are going to see that there are 10 areas where you should either paste a screenshot, highlight or circle an answer, or type in an answer. And each of these 10 places are in red, bold print for you to easily identify. This portion of the assignment, part 1, is worth 30 points. This worksheet walks you through step-by-step directions and tells you exactly what to do. Make sure that you carefully follow step-by-step directions and do what it is asking you to do. I'm going to stop here and pause at number 2 for you. This says complete the Who is my advisor form to determine who you should communicate with for advising purposes. This blue text here is a link. You need to click on that and complete that form. You will paste a screenshot of those results in this box right here. Do not assume you already know who your advisor is. Complete the form as directed. Now I want to draw your attention to this section of the student preparation worksheet. This is a either or type scenario. So if you are advised by the advising center, you are going to work in the left-hand column only. If you are advised by a faculty advisor, you are going to work in the right-hand column only. Don't do both sides. You're going to be asked to email your advisor and set up a meeting time. Make sure that you do this because if you report to your ACA instructor that you're having difficulty getting in touch with your advisor, they are going to ask you for this information. You will have to show a sent email, and then your ACA advisor will help you with communicating. You'll review the types of formats that we offer here at Nash Community College, and then you're going to answer some questions. These are planning questions, so your advisor can help you best. That is part 1. When you complete this worksheet, you are going to submit it in the Session 8 submission link, just like you have submitted all other assignments in ACA thus far. Now we are going to talk about Part 2. Part 2 discusses degree requirements. You will not be forced to make a copy of Part 2 because this is just directions. Here, you are going to be asked to locate and print the degree requirements for the degree you are pursuing at Nash Community College. Again, this is going to be a 20-point section of your assignment. You are also going to see step-by-step directions. Remember, they are here to best serve you, so you need to make sure that you are following the step-by-step directions. Number 1 applies to everyone. You're going to follow all of the directions in number 1, and you are going to print out or download and save your Nash Community College degree checklist. So we call these degree checklist, degree check sheets. You may hear certain advisors call them checklist or check sheets, but I assure you they're both the same. Then for number 2, if you plan on continuing to a 4-year college or university after Nash Community College, number 2 applies to you. If you are earning an associate in arts, an associate in engineering, or an associate in science degree from Nash Community College, number 2 applies to you. So, if you fall into one of those categories, you are going to complete number 2, which is to find a bachelor degree plan or a degree pathway. You will click on the link here that says My Degree Pathway, and you will follow the directions on that page that explains to you how to access a degree pathway or a bachelor degree plan. For those of you intending on going to a 4-year school or earning a college transfer degree from Nash Community College, your advisor has to have that information in order to correctly advise you on what classes to choose to take in the future. So you need to make sure that you have this document as well, if that is your plan. In the submission link in Moodle, you will submit these items. So you will either submit your degree checklist, or you will submit your degree checklist and the degree pathway. Make sure that you submit both documents if number 2 applies to you. And remember, you're going to submit that in session 8, part 2. Finally, let's talk about part 3, the future course plan. This assignment is going to make you make a copy because you have to type into this assignment. So, you do not work on this portion until you have completed part 1 and part 2. This portion of the assignment is where you're going to actually sit down with an advisor, and the two of you are going to have a conversation, and you're going to work together to create a plan for your future. This portion of the assignment is worth 50 points, so it's very important. Now, I understand we are in times where we may not all be an on-campus student, and that is totally fine. You're still allowed to come to campus and meet with someone. You can meet virtually with an advisor. If you need to communicate via phone or email, that's okay too. Just make sure that you actually have conversation with your advisor so you guys can talk about what's best for you moving forward. The very top of the future course plan has a student information section. You're going to type in your information here. The rest of the page is what your advisor will complete. They're going to look and make sure that you have completed all of the placement testing that you need for your degree. And if you haven't, you're going to be told that you need to go and do that before you can be advised correctly. We're also going to verify that you have completed or you're working to complete your English and math requirements for your degree. I know that some students can be terrified of English or math, but it is very important that you work on those requirements along the way instead of putting them off until the end. Sometimes when we put them off until the end, we don't finish them in time and it delays our graduation. And we as advisors do not want that to happen to you. Your advisor will complete a 6-semester future course plan for you. Now, you might say, I'm not going to be here for 6 more semesters, and that is totally fine. They can complete a semester plan for you up until your graduation, or you're planning not to be at Nash Community College anymore. So if you only have 4 or 5 semesters left, that's okay too. Once you're finished with the assignment, your advisor will sign the bottom of the page. They'll note the date of the meeting, and then they'll record the format of the meeting. This might be face-to-face on campus. This might be virtually through Google Meet or Zoom, or this may be over the phone. Any of those formats is fine. We're just asking the advisor to record how the meeting occurred. If you are face-to-face and your advisor hand writes this page, that is totally fine. You can go to the Nash Community College Library and ask one of the librarians for help for scanning this document in. They will help you scan this in, and it will be emailed to your student email account. You can then take that file and submit it in Moodle. Or if your advisor completes this electronically and shares it with you or emails it to you, that is fine as well. Please don't be concerned if they do an electronic signature rather than a pen and paper signature. Just remember, this part of the assignment is worth 50 points. So this is a huge part. You have to meet with an advisor. Once you have this future course plan completed, remember you are going to submit it in the Part 3 submission link in Session 8. I know if you're looking at this in Session 6 that you're thinking, oh, it's due in Session 8. I've got plenty of time. Please don't fall for that. Go ahead and complete the student preparation worksheet now. Complete it and turn it in. Inside of that worksheet, you will be prompted to send your advisor an email and set up a meeting. Go ahead and do that now. Or plan a time to come to campus to the advising center. You don't have to have an appointment. You can just walk in with your stuff. Then, once you have your meeting set, go ahead and do Part 2. Print or download and save those degree requirements. You're going to need those documents when you have your meeting. But once you go ahead and get them, go ahead and submit them in Part 2. And then finally, once you have your meeting and you have your completed future course plan that was completed by your advisor, go ahead and submit it in Part 3. If you have additional questions about this assignment, please reach out, but reach out early. Make sure that you're asking questions early. If you put this assignment off and wait until the last minute, it will not be completed in time, and you'll be forced to use the late work policy. Make sure that you review this video. If you have additional questions, make sure you email me. I'm always here to answer your questions, or we can video chat and have more conversation. Good luck, and I hope you enjoy planning out your future at Nash Community College.